First Name Sports, weekday afternoons from 2 to 4 Eastern.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on Western Reserve Radio.
The Guardians had Monday off. Righty Shane Bieber starts tonight at Chicago. He's 3-1. 1-5 right-hander Lance Lynn gets the nod for the Sox, who've lost 4-5. Cleveland has wins in 2 straight. The Tigers had the day off Monday. Tonight, they start a series at home against the Pirates. 1-2 right-hander Michael Lorenzen gets the start. The Pirates will go with 0-1 right-hander Louis Ortiz. The Tigers have wins in 6 of 10. They're third in the American League Central, 4 games out of first place. The Guardians just a half game ahead of them. The Twins are the division leader. The Pirates are second in the National League Central, a game out of first behind the Brewers. After a hot start, they've lost 8 of their last 10. International League Baseball tonight, Buffalo hosts Rochester, Toledo at Omaha, Columbus hosting St. Paul. Midwest League this morning, Great Lakes at home against West Michigan. Tonight, Lansing hosts Lake County. South Bend at Beloit, Dayton hosts Fort Wayne. For lightning fast updates, download the Score app. It's free and one of North America's most popular sports apps. That's the Sports Flash. Chuck Sanders, Western Reserve Radio.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Doors take us to summers away or winter adventures and afternoon getaways. Your dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors by working with you on a comprehensive plan to help you reach your wealth's full potential. Because doors were meant to be opened. Visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimum supply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Hey, let me ask you something. Would you seat your 3-year-old child on a windowsill? Would you seat them beside a lit fireplace or by the deep end of a pool? One last question. Would you seat your child in a car seat that's not correct for them? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. For more information, visit safercar.gov/the right seat. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Golf in the Mahoning Valley starts at Mill Creek Golf Course. Come out to the 36 beautiful hole design course by Donald Ross, and golf lessons are available by calling the team shop at 330-740-7112. Don't forget about family fun nights on Friday and Saturday evenings, a family of 4 with cart for only $25. Or visit the Wick Recreation Area and the lighted Par 3 course. Book your tee time today at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Ohio who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager.
It is time for another episode of By All Means right here on Western Reserve Radio. If you are keeping track, and why wouldn't you be? It is Season 4, Episode 17, the 134th episode overall. As always, presented by Mill Creek Golf Course. Visit millcreekmetroparks.org for more information. Find us on Facebook, Western Reserve Radio, on Twitter at WR_radio. You can download the Live 365 or TuneIn app or go to westernreserveradio.com, all part of the iMeda1 network. And we are going to jump right into things today. It worked last time we had him on, so why not try it again? We have Coach Ryan Ward from the Phantoms on the phone. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, and let's keep this going as long as we possibly can, shall we?
Absolutely. You know, I figured it worked for the Eastern Conference Finals. Well, let's just keep things rolling.
Yep. No, I like that school of thought.
So I got to ask you, I did the research this morning. What is a 1,046-mile bus trip like?
Well, it's probably exactly like you would imagine it. Terrible, but no, it was good. We were, we have the worst travel in the league as far as mileage standpoint goes. But we're a group of people that love to be together, and I think some of those longer bus trips actually, kind of galvanize your group. And the guys had a blast. The way home was a little bit more fun than the way there, for obvious reasons, but. No, I thought we had a blast. We had, everything coordinated. We had some good food. We stopped, and we made it a trip. And I think our guys don't take for granted the amount of time we get to spend together.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that it had to be, I don't think it would be hard to say it was a hell of a lot more fun coming home on the bus than it was heading to Sioux Falls.
Yeah, to Fargo. Yeah.
I
think for us, we are taking the approach that it's business until we get this thing done here, and it's going to be our goal. And certainly the goal was to go up there and win as many games as possible. And our guys have been excellent at staying focused and understanding the task at hand. And on the way home, I think everyone just took a deep breath and realized they did a good job. And I think we've refocused here. And understand that we haven't won anything yet, but we're looking forward to playing 2 games on home ice here this weekend for the Cavelli faithful.
Coach, what do you, the staff, the team, what do you do on a long bus ride like that?
We watch a lot of film. We were fortunate. Our bus is one of those kind of sleeper buses with all the bunks, and so we had a little living room set up for the coaching staff, and we watched some NHL playoffs. We obviously did a lot of planning, watched a lot of film. So for us, it was good. It's always good to spend time together and get on the same page with your staff. So, it got a little tedious there at the end, but it was good to spend time together.
Coach, how do you handle this time frame in between games? You played Saturday. You don't play again till Friday. You've got 6 days off in between. How have you laid out this time in between games?
Yeah, we gave the guys a couple days off. Sunday, Monday, obviously we're off days. Today we got back to the rink. We had a couple little workouts and a chance for the guys to kind of get back into it. Tomorrow, Thursday, we'll go hard and make sure that we're laser focused for Friday and Saturday. So, it's a time of year where if the players don't know what they're doing by now, we probably haven't done our job all year. So right now it's just keeping them sharp, keeping them focused, and making sure that everybody is pulling on the same rope here for Friday and Saturday night.
At this point, the third game of this series, is it more about execution, or can you watch film from the first couple of games and maybe make a couple of adjustments for Friday night?
Yeah, we'll certainly make a couple of adjustments for Friday, but at the end of the day, it's about commitment to each other, execution, competitiveness, and really just putting it all on the line here for another 60 minutes. And I think our guys understand that, and they know how we have to play as a team and what our identity needs to be to have success. And now I think we just sharpen our pencil here Wednesday and Thursday, and we give it everything we have this weekend at home.
Coach, I know it goes without saying you've had incredible goaltending in the postseason, especially in this Clark Cup round. What are some other keys to getting one more win in this series?
Yeah, I think our guys have played fabulous without the puck. I think they've, their willingness to block shots and win battles and win races and win sticks and play for each other, play hard, play heavy. I think that's been a positive. Our team defense, really throughout the whole playoffs, I've been impressed with, and we have to just stay committed to that. Obviously, when you have a goalie like Jacob Fowler, if you do your job in front of him, he generally does his job behind you. So, we're excited about that. That's something we're going to continue to build on. And I thought we've done a great job of staying disciplined, which, needs to be a huge, huge part of our game Friday night.
Take us back to when you came back in town on the bus up 2-0 and the reception that the team got. What was that like?
Yeah, it was something that you'll remember for the rest of your life. It was super special. As we've grown here this year with our team and how we've played, and obviously some of the home success, I can't say enough about the city of Youngstown, the people that I've met, the people that have come out to support us, the city itself, just in general, like how they've embraced us as a team and embraced our players. It's something that you certainly feel extremely privileged and lucky and honored to have. When we pulled off the highway there and we had the police cars and obviously pulling into the rink with the fans, it's a pinch me moment. And I think for us, we really want to do our jobs here and play to support them and thank them for everything they've done for us and the support that we've been shown from the city and all of our fans. I think Cavelli's going to be rocking on Friday, and I think we're looking at upwards of 4,000 or 5,000 people in the building. So we're super excited about that. If you haven't got your tickets yet, hurry up because they're going quick. But we're excited to play in front of our Youngstown faithful.
Have you talked amongst the staff or even with your team about the fact that, there are watch parties back at home when the team is on the road? You mentioned, 4,000 or 5,000, what we're looking for Friday night's game. Have you talked about the support the team has had here at home, even when they're 1,000 miles away?
Yeah, we all were at a team dinner, after the game, we were all at our team dinner at the hotel, and the guys were, they had their phones up and they were like, look at that watch party. They had Instagram up, and, it's something that the guys take pride in. It's certainly something that we feel proud of, and very lucky to be a part of. And I think that, the people of Youngstown have given us an extra gear, and we're excited to carry that through as long as we have to here to hopefully hang our first Clark Cup banner at the Cavelli Center.
Phantoms head coach Ryan Ward is on the phone with us here on By All Means. Coach, we've talked to you several times throughout the year, and we've seen you, whether it's quotes in the paper or on our broadcasts on Western Reserve or local television. But I know you have a hardworking staff behind you that may not get that media coverage, but I'm sure you appreciate the time and effort that they put in.
Yeah, Andy Contoy, our associate head coach, Brandon Gawkin, our assistant coach, Brandon Dennis, our other assistant coach. Amber Martinelli, our trainer, Steve Smith, our equipment guy, Neil Conway, our goalie coach, Tommy Malloy, our strength coach, Maddie Schoen, our director of content. We have a group of people here that do an unbelievable job and have made it. You're only as good or as strong as the people you surround yourself with. And I find myself to be infinitely lucky to have the group of people that we have that help our players and, obviously our resources for our players. So it takes a village to have any type of success. And I'm certainly the most fortunate guy in the room to be surrounded by such amazing people from our front office and general managers and ownership all the way down. And for me, it's a full teamwork situation. And I absolutely love the people that we have involved here with the Youngstown Phantoms.
Coach, I asked you this question the last time we spoke, so I'm going to continue with it on to the next time. If you're in front of the team, you're getting ready to take the ice to start the game on Friday. You've got the board in front of you, and you're going to write one thing on that board. You say, gentlemen, if we accomplish this, I feel good about what's going to happen tonight. What is this?
Yeah, we've already talked about it. Like, we're just going to play our game. We're going to play our identity. We're going to leave everything out there. And these guys know if they win one more game, they live forever in that moment as a group of brothers. So I think that's what we'll talk about before we go out. And, there's no motivation that needs to be done. You're one win away from a championship. These guys are all hungry. They're foaming at the mouth here to get back on the ice. For me, it's just keeping them steady on the rudder and understanding what's at stake and make sure they don't take anything for granted here.
Coach, some may approach that and say, talk about the potential. A win on Friday night and history is made. And, this team will be talked about in Youngstown forever. Some may shy away from that until it happens. Why have you taken the first approach of, let's talk about this. Let's be prepared for what's going to be in front of us.
I think that you can't shy away from reality. I think you can't hide from things. We promised each other from a coaching staff and a player standpoint on August 21st that we'd always be honest with each other. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes that's bad. Sometimes you need more out of your coaches, your players. And we've always been a group that has looked what's coming right in the face and made a decision on what we're going to do. And I think that's not going to change here. Our goal since the players reported here on August 21st was to win a Clark Cup. And that's not something we're about to shy away from now. It's something we want to accomplish, something we'll certainly be ready for. And to me, our guys need to understand exactly what's coming down the pipe at them. And it's a great learning experience and development experience for them if they can answer the bell.
When you took the job to come here, I knew that everybody knows the ultimate goal is winning a championship, no matter what sport, no matter what level it may be. Did you honestly think it would happen this fast, that you would have a chance to do that?
Well, I knew we would have a chance because we had a group of people that were 100% committed to changing the culture and buying into what we're doing. And, our ownership group, the resources they put in, I knew we would have a chance. I certainly expected us to be where we are as far as the opportunity. You never, it's funny when you go through the playoffs, there's always those surreal moments where you're kind of like, okay, we just got through that, like one more series, and then we get through that. And you never look too far ahead and you try to have short memories. But I can honestly say after meeting with the group of people that, we're coaching and the leadership group on our team, the character is off the charts. Our leadership is off the charts. The willingness to buy into being a teammate is probably the best I've ever seen. And anytime you have that, you have a chance. So as the year went on and, we just kept getting better and better and our guys were bought into what, the long-term goals were. I did feel like we would have an opportunity, and it's great that it's happened that fast. And I think for these kids, it's a testament to what they can, build off of in their careers, in their lives, where you can have a chance to do great things when you have a group of people that are just completely bought into what you're doing. And I think that's a great message for them to carry down the road in not only their playing careers, but their lives.
Coach, I know you've been focused on everything since the playoffs have started and you've gone on this run. But have you taken a moment to think about, we talked about, 5,000 people at Covelli Center Friday night, when your staff and the team take the ice in front of that kind of crowd for a chance to bring a championship to Youngstown. Have you thought about that moment at all?
I think I'd be lying if I said I don't. I think everyone's thought about that moment. I think you think about that moment from when you're a a little kid, whether you're a player or a coach. And certainly this will be, I've been part of good teams that have made finals and made runs, but I've never been a part of a situation like this. And I think, for us, of course, you think about it, but at the end of the day, it's more thinking about what we have to do to have success and how we have to play the game and what strings you have to pull to get the guys ready. And that's kind of what we've been focused on. I think if we are fortunate enough to get the job done, I think you'll think about that in the moment then. But until then, we're just real focused at doing our jobs and making sure that we win one more game. And, the rest after that, we can talk about on the next Tuesday show.
That sounds perfect, Coach. Thank you for squeezing us in for a few minutes as you get ready for Friday night's game. And we're looking forward to getting behind the team and having them raise that banner on Friday night.
Well, we appreciate all the support, and we'll certainly do our best to do our jobs.
That is Youngstown Phantoms head coach Ryan Ward as they are back home at Game 3 on a Friday night at the Cavelli Center. If you want to be part of this crowd, just take it back for a minute and think about the crowds we saw at Beagley Center and the run that the men's basketball team went on. This team deserves the same type of crowd on Friday night. They deserve that exact same support. We need to see a record crowd in attendance on Friday night for this team. If you want to be part of it, you call the Phantoms 330-747-PUCK. You jump on youngstownphantoms.com. You get tickets right now to be part of the action. Or, of course, you can hear it right here on Western Reserve Radio. Starting at 6:40, we'll be right back.
Golf in the Mahoning Valley starts at Mill Creek Golf Course. Mill Creek Golf Course is the host venue for the AJGA PGA Hope Program, 8 high school teams, and 2 collegiate teams. Mill Creek Golf Course is your Callaway certified golf club fitting facility. It was named the PGA of America's National Merchandiser of the Year for a public facility 2022. Book your tee time at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Accidents happen. That's why you need Repair That Glass. Specializing in windshield replacement and all other auto glass, we offer a full range of automotive glass repairs. Our technicians can do everything from minor chip repair to a complete replacement. Your windows don't go up or down, they can fix that too, along with custom glass work and antiques. Repair That Glass is a family-run business for over 40 years. Repair That Glass. Call for your appointment now at 330-534-3192.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
The most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
By all means, continues here on Western Reserve Radio. Again, thank you to Coach Ward from the Phantoms for joining us. Game 3 of the Clark Cup Best of 5 Friday night. And Dave made sure to call and tell me so I get this information out right. Normally throughout the year, it has been a 6:45 pregame. As of late, they have decided to go a little bit early, so I would tune in around 6:40 here on Western Reserve Radio for the pregame show. And again, if you don't have tickets, 330-747-PUCK or youngstownphantoms.com. Time to dive into what's trending. And I don't know if everybody really saw or heard about what happened yesterday. Annika Sorenstam, who has ties through her family to the Valley, had a golf event at the Lake Club yesterday to raise money for the people of East Palestine. And let me tell you, the sports celebrities of the country, they converged on the Lake Club yesterday to help Annika for this East Palestine golf event. Local celebrities include Coach Bob Stoops, who, by the way, just won a championship last weekend as the head coach in the XFL. So congratulations to Coach. Bo Pelini was there. Jason Kokrak, Warren native off the Live Tour. Bernie Kosar was there. Boom Boom was there. YSU coach Doug Phillips. Mike Tomczak, Coach Tressel were there. But then you throw in, Warren Sapp was there. Ben Curtis was there. Austin Carr was there. So a fantastic job. They were looking to raise some big money for the people of East Palestine. And I didn't hear or don't know if they announced an official total to that. But that is an impressive group of people that came out to support East Palestine. And those people could deserve and deserve every bit of it. What else do we have to get to today? Ursuline announced their new girls basketball coach in Lavelle Turnage. He was the girls basketball coach at Badger the last couple of years. This past year, he won a Northeastern Athletic Conference championship, so he won that NAC championship. He was also named Trumbull County Coach of the Year for girls. And it's got to be exciting for him, and we're going to try to get Coach on in the near future because not only is he at a new program, but he's at his alma mater. He's a 2011 graduate of Ursuline. So we've talked to a lot of coaches, especially football, because that's what we talk to a lot, but we talk to a lot of coaches, and it's different when you're coaching for your alma mater. It's special because you know what it's like to live there, go to school there. You know, whether was the program good when you were there, were they bad when you were there? You've got that emotional connection to it. So congratulations to Coach as he takes over the Ursuline girls basketball program. Other big story this past week was the NFL announced the regular season schedule for 2023-2024. And how about this if you're a Browns fan? 3 of the first 4 games are in the division. That is the only team in the NFL that plays 3 of 4 in the division. You've got the Bengals at home on September 10th. You go to Pittsburgh the very next week on September 18th for Monday Night Football, one of 2 primetime games for the Browns so far. You come back home to play the Titans. You stay at home to play Baltimore and that revamped offense around Lamar Jackson. And then unfortunately for the Browns, after those first 4 games, you already have your bye October 8th. And to me, I've always felt like they need to push the starts of the byes down a little further in the season. But you're going 3 out of 4 in the division, including Monday night against Pittsburgh. October 8th is the bye. So you're actually going to end up playing 3 out of 4 at home around the bye because you come home on October 15th and you play the Niners at home. You finish the month of October going to Indianapolis and going out to Seattle. November doesn't get any easier. Arizona at home, at Baltimore, home for Pittsburgh, at Denver. The month of December begins by hosting the Los Angeles Rams. And let's be honest, after last year, you could get a Rams team that might be undefeated at that point, or you could be a Rams team that's in shambles. They had a lot of injuries last year. They couldn't run the football. Aaron Donald was hurt, missed a lot of the year. Matthew Stafford, well, let's be honest, any Rams player that was on any of my fantasy football teams either got hurt or was terrible. I was all loaded up with Rams thinking all these offensive stars are going to carry me to a championship. I had a whole different team by the end of the season. Anyway, you don't care about my fantasy football team. December 10th, they are home for Jacksonville. So it's at the Rams on December 3rd, home for Jacksonville on December 10th. A date to be determined at home against the Bears. No date for that yet. You finish up the season the 24th against the Titans, the 28th against the Jets on Thursday Night Football, and then a date to be announced. You finish up at Cincinnati, which hopefully that game actually means something at that point. That those last couple of games, especially that last one in the division, actually means a little bit. Only time is going to tell. I mean, they have gone out and they have done things defensively to improve the team, and I think it started with just going out and getting a better defensive coordinator. I don't know how many points this team is going to score offensively because they didn't have They didn't have a pick till the third round, and they just signed that receiver today. So the majority of their draft picks are actually signed. Not all of them, but the majority of them are now in-house. And let me correct myself. The game on the 24th is not against the Titans. I got a typo in my show notes here. It is against the Texans at NRG Stadium on Christmas Eve. Kind of difficult to play the Titans twice when they're not in your division. So it's an interesting schedule. Are there games out there that are winnable? Sure. I don't know how many because I don't know what kind of team we're going to have. Only time is going to tell with that. See what else is going on. The Pirates have turned themselves back into the Pirates lately. It was exciting to talk about for a while. We had Bob Walk on yesterday. We talked about the start to the season. The schedule has gotten harder, and the record has gotten much worse. The only games they've won in the last 2 weeks are starts by Mitch Keller. Other than that, they've lost every game besides when Mitch Keller gets the baseball. And they have an odd schedule this week. Night game in Detroit tonight. Day game in Detroit tomorrow. After being off yesterday, they're off again on Thursday. How many times do you ever hear of a 2 games in a week off for a Major League Baseball team? With this new schedule where everybody plays everybody because that's what the commissioner wanted to do. And you know what? A lot of the rule changes I like, but this one, you took 6 division games away. And when you're the Guardians, that's a bad thing because besides the Twins, the rest of the division stinks. So you want those games against bad teams if you want to help your chances to make the playoffs. But the question then comes up, are you a good team or are you just an average team in a terrible division? When you have Terry Francona and you're in the playoffs, anything can happen. So only time will tell for that. How about another interesting note when it comes to the Guardians? This week will only be the second time they have played on a Thursday this season. They opened up back on the 30th of March. They lost on opening day to Seattle 3-0. They have not played on a Thursday till they play the White Sox this coming Thursday afternoon. So it's an interesting stretch for the Guardians. 3 against the White Sox, 3 against the Mets. And oh, by the way, if you weren't paying attention, because I wasn't, Sunday's game is Sunday Night Baseball on national TV on ESPN at 7:10. Kind of took me by surprise when I saw that. I know we had other national games, but Cleveland does not get Sunday Night Baseball very often. And it's not at home. I mean, it's in New York against the Mets, who have been a giant disappointment so far this year. Because their Jared Tall pitching staff is hurt or not playing well. With, Scherzer and Verlander and whoever else they try to put together on that pitching staff. So that'll be fun for Sunday Night Baseball for a change to get some primetime action for the Guardians. And we'll see how that pans out. Again, 3 against Chicago, 3 against the Mets. And again, we want to remind you, if you do not have tickets for Friday night's Phantoms game, what are you waiting for? 330-747-PUCK, youngstownphantoms.com, where you can get information to get those tickets. You got $5 in your couch cushion. Just grab it and go to the game. It's by all means.
Golf in the Mahoning Valley starts at Mill Creek Golf Course. Come out to the 36 beautiful hole design course by Donald Ross, and golf lessons are available by calling the team shop at 330-740-7112. Don't forget about family fun nights on Friday and Saturday evenings, a family of 4 with cart for only $25. Or visit the Wick Recreation Area and the lighted Par 3 course. Book your tee time today at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
This is Everett Fitzhugh, the radio voice of the NHL Seattle Kraken, and you're listening to the home of the Youngstown Phantoms, Western Reserve Radio.
We are back by all means here on Western Reserve Radio and what is our Youngstown Phantoms Hour, and we're going to continue the conversation, go to the phones. The voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack, is on the phone with us, and I assume you can't wait to get to the rink on Friday night, Matt.
I mean, honestly, Mark, I wish the game was tomorrow. I can't believe you're having me follow Ryan Ward. That is a tough act to follow, Mark. Why are you doing that to me?
He's pretty fired up. I'm not going to deny it. Even on our conversation off the air, he was ready to go.
I mean, I can't blame him at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, with as fiercely competitive as those two games in Fargo were, tight check-in, whole lot of defense, whole lot of goaltending going on. I'm sure the guys really appreciate the break, to be sure.
So I got to ask, I was doing some research and I couldn't find it. And, of course, I didn't think to text and ask you, how many years have you been behind the mic with the Phantoms now?
I've been this is my 7th season as the play-by-play guy. I have been in the press box in some form for 13 out of the team's 14 seasons.
So as the play-by-play guy, is this the best squad you've had the privilege to announce?
I think it absolutely is. I mean, really, they roll a little deeper than that 17-18 squad did. Obviously the 14-15 team, Everett Fitzhugh was the voice then. I was Everett's color guy. I had that privilege to work with him and watch those guys, Kyle Connor, Max Letinoff, Josh Melnick, and that squad. I believe it was Colin DeAugustine in net. But yeah, this 22-23 team, the job that Jason Deskins and Ryan Kisecki have done assembling this squad, it is something to behold. And Mark, the scary thing is that, there's talk that next year's team might be even better, but we're not looking ahead to next year right now. We're worried about getting one win in the next 3 games.
What is it? I mean, you've been around them for every home game and a few road games. What is it about this team that makes them special?
Honestly, probably a couple of different things. One, every skater on the ice has the ability to score a goal. That's not something you've been able to say about Phantoms teams in the past. Even that 17-18 team, not everybody was probably a threat to score. But this team, the forwards, 1 through 13, the defensemen 1 through 7, they're all dangerous with the puck on their stick. That's number one. Number two, their commitment to defend. No matter what the situation, no matter what the scoreboard says, they are in your face. Their gap is tight. They're blocking shots. They're getting the puck out of the corner and into the neutral zone. So, I mean, really, it's probably those two things, is that any one of them can score, and that, they're just so hard to play against, offensive and defensive end.
When big games happen, especially in the playoffs, I always feel like, everybody knows about the stars, the top scorers, the nationally ranked goalie. But if I were to ask you, Matt, maybe someone that's not been that, one of the 3 stars in a big game, but who might be a name of someone to watch out for that could make a difference in Friday night's game?
Well, Mark, people that watched the first 2 games in Fargo saw Miles Gunty put up 2 goals in 2 games. Obviously, lower body injury kept him out the first 3 quarters of this year. So, I mean, really, the last 15 games of the season, that was his training camp, right? And so, finally here, as we prepare to play our, 8th or 9th game of the postseason, Miles, we're seeing him round into form. And it has been just something to behold. That fourth line of Miles Gunty, Tyler Catalano, and Hunter Bischoff, they're dogs out there on the ice. If I was the other team, I would not want anything to do with trying to, play offense against them. And they're demons on the forecheck, and they defend just so hard. So Miles Gunty, going to be a name to watch. Another name to watch, Chase Patilla. He has, his defensive game this entire playoff has just blown everything we've seen from him out of the water. It's been fantastic. So it might not show up on the score sheet, but Chase Patilla is out there eating people's top lines for dinner. It's been amazing to watch Chase Patilla defend right now. So, maybe not I hesitate to call him an unsung hero, because he is, kind of recognized as on the top pair defense for this team. But by the same token, when you're not showing up on the score sheet, you don't always get the recognition you deserve. But Chase Patilla's defensive game has been completely just ridiculous to watch. It's been great.
And I hear a lot of analysts talk about when it comes to the postseason for hockey, and I don't care what level it is, if you have a hot goaltender, if you have a guy that's on fire between the pipes, you can make a deep run in the postseason, and this run for the Phantoms is a perfect example of that.
I mean, Jacob Fowler, I'm pretty sure you need a microscope to find his goals against average right now, down, I think, around 1.51, 1.61, somewhere down there. I mean, Ryan Ward has to sleep so soundly at night thinking that, okay, I just need to have my guys score 2, maybe 3, and I've got a 90% chance that I'm going to win that hockey game. I mean, that has to be an amazing feeling. And again, we said it 2 weeks ago when I was on the show. Ryan Ward was quoted as saying Jacob Fowler is the best goaltender at his age, and he should be the first goaltender selected in this summer's NHL draft. Ryan Ward said he will die on that hill. I will be standing right next to Ryan Ward because Jacob Fowler, he's him. Okay, Jacob Fowler is him. That's the beginning, middle, and end of the story.
For fans that are coming, and we expect a large number of them to be there on Friday night that may not have seen the first 2 games, kind of give us a little scouting report on what to expect from Fargo.
So if these games in Youngstown are anything like the games that we saw up in Fargo, because, Mark, you and I both know that anything can happen in a hockey game, expect tight checking, expect defense. Don't expect a lot of huge hits. Expect to see great goaltending. And we also didn't see a whole lot of penalties called up in Fargo either. I think maybe 2 each way in both games. So, if the referees want to let them play, great. I think that really kind of feeds into the Phantoms game of being able to roll all 4 lines and all, 3.5 defensive pairs. Phantoms, one of the best 5-on-5 teams in the league. So hopefully, that's the kind of matchup that we see, and a game where the first goal may loom very, very large. I know in the regular season, the team that scored first won about 75% of the games. I think here in the postseason, it's about 90 right now. Youngstown got the first goal in both of those games up in Fargo and ended up coming away with the sweep. So I mean, really, there's a couple of things to look forward here at the Gavelli Center on Friday as the Phantoms try to win the first Clark Cup in team history.
When you look at those first 2 games, Matt, and the fact that they didn't face each other during the regular season, and now they've had, 6 days in between games to watch film, do you expect any major changes by either team Friday?
I don't. I don't, just based on kind of the scratch report that Fargo had now. Their captain will be back in the lineup. He missed the first 2 games of the series due to a very vicious check that he leveled in Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. So I'm sure it'll be a lift for the Force to have their captain back in the lineup. But, really barring any injury news, and I don't have any, inside information on that front, I expect to see very similar lineups, which, again, in theory, should lead to a couple of very similar-looking hockey games.
All right. I thought about this question on my way over to the studio here in Struthers, and I didn't know. I was like, am I going to ask this question? Am I not going to ask this question? Matt, have you thought about whether things go our way Friday, which we're all hoping for, or Saturday, what your call will be like at the end of the game?
Mark, I have been thinking about it. I would like to try to think I want to be in the moment. Obviously, I'm not going to say that word that begins with an O because I don't need that drama in my life. But we know what my overtime goal call sounds like. It's something I've been thinking about. I haven't settled on anything yet, but it is something I've been kind of tossing back and forth. Like, these words are gonna live on in Phantom's history, and I hope to be worthy of the moment.
It's one of those, I thought about the great calls, the games that I've called over the last 20 plus years. And it's one of those where you can think of ideas, but I love what you said. You have to live in the moment because you don't know what the moment will be. Will the clock run out on a 5-0 shutout? Is it is it an overtime winner? Is it, how does the game go? And that really could dictate the emotion of how you approach a call.
Exactly. I agree with everything you've said 100%.
It's been one. I asked Coach about this at the beginning of the year. When you saw the squad that started the year, did you imagine a run like this was possible?
I thought we were going to the playoffs. It's been kind of looking this way. It started last year. There were times when it was like, okay, this looks like it could be something. But then, and as Coach Ward likes to say, right around Thanksgiving, 15 games into the season, when things started to click, it was like, man, this could end up, looking really good. Obviously nobody wants to think, okay, this could end up with rings on our fingers, but it looks, this is a great team that Ryan Kosecki and Jason Deskins have put together. And I just got to say, I like our chances to win one out of the next two at home.
And I will tell you this, when I was a minor league announcer, I thought we were going to win a championship. I thought about that R word you just mentioned of having a ring on my finger afterwards. It did not go our way because, of course, a Yankees affiliate, because who else would it be to do something like that to a Guardians minor league affiliate? So there's just so many people over the years. Jim's sitting next to me in the studio. Dave, just everybody that's involved in the organization. There's so many people that deserve this.
I mean, it has been obviously a long time coming. Here, the 14th season of Youngstown Phantoms hockey. But yeah, there have just been some amazing people involved with the organization. I'll even throw out a name, the official scorekeeper, Lynn Siegfried. Nobody else deserves a championship ring more than she does. She has been working as the official scorer for the Phantoms since their days in the NAHL, playing down at the old ice zone in Boardman. So, I mean, if anybody deserves a championship ring, it is Lynn.
Yeah, those stories are always the special ones to hear about. I am looking forward to being there on Friday night, and looking forward to seeing a massive crowd of Youngstown sports fans to come out to support this team. I said it in the last break. You can find $5 in change in your couch cushion. Just come out to the game on Friday night. Matt, we'll see you on Friday. Thanks for coming on the last couple of weeks. I appreciate it.
Call the Phantoms box office, 330-747-PUCK. Get those $5 tickets, $2 beers. Youngstown, you have no reason to not be at the Cavelli Center on Friday night to support these boys.
Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Phantoms here on Western Reserve Radio. I feel like he may have said the name and number on how to get tickets a couple of times over those last decade plus that he has done games. We're going to take our final break. We'll come back. We'll give you the number. We'll give you the website a couple more times. It's By All Means.
Golf in the Mahoning Valley starts at Mill Creek Golf Course. Mill Creek Golf Course is the host venue for the AJGA PGA Hope Program, 8 high school teams, and 2 collegiate teams. Mill Creek Golf Course is your Callaway certified golf club fitting facility. It was named the PGA of America's National Merchandiser of the Year for a public facility 2022. Book your tee time at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Mill Creek Golf Course has been the Valley's leader for golfing fun since 1928. It features 36 challenging holes designed by the legendary Donald Ross and was voted a top 30 municipal facility by Golf Week in 2012. The Mill Creek Golf Shop is a certified Callaway Golf custom fitting center and it is stocked with your favorite golf apparel and accessory. Mill Creek Golf Course is now booking tee times for this year's golf season. Please call us at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
Let's be real. The odds of a high school athlete getting a college scholarship and making it to the pros are pretty slim. Don't get me wrong, it's okay to dream of becoming a pro athlete, even a famous one. But that's not why I play. My reason why? I love the competition.
My reason why is community.
My reason why is leadership.
My reason why is to challenge myself.
My reason why is love for the game.
And hey, if we don't make it to the pros or onto the cover of Sports Illustrated, that's okay, because there's every reason to believe we'll excel in something even bigger than sports. We'll excel in life.
There are lots of great reasons to play high school sports. Tell us your reason using the hashtag #MyReasonWhy.
This message presented by the NFHS and the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
This is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms, and your home for Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio.
It is time to wrap up another episode of By All Means right here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMeda1 network from the palatial Gessler Propane Studios here in beautiful Struthers. This has been Season 4, Episode 17, 134 overall. Again, we want to see you at the Cavelli Center Friday night. Tickets, 330-747-PUCK, $5 tickets except for around the boards. Go to youngstownphantoms.com. They have details there as well. Appreciate the Phantoms having this on their Facebook page for today's show as well. Thank you to Coach Ward who joined us. Been a heck of a run with him. He's always been gracious to all of us in the media. Thank him for taking the time to come on. You just heard Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Phantoms, right here on Western Reserve Radio, joining us previewing the game against Fargo on a Friday. 6:40 pregame, 7 o'clock thereabouts. They drop the puck. I saw a tweet earlier in the day, and I wasn't prepared to pull this up quickly, but let me see if I can still find it. I know Dana Balish mentioning earlier today on his social media, former Ohio State quarterback Cardell Jones to drop the puck before Game 3 between the Phantoms and Fargo at the Cavelli Center. So that's a little exciting addition to the night if you're an Ohio State fan. Again, tickets, 330-747-PUCK, youngstownphantoms.com. We will talk to you next Tuesday right here on Western Reserve Radio.
Please stand by.
for a special presentation of Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Hey football fans, football season may be winding down, but you can continue to celebrate your team at the Youngstown Phantoms Friday Night Lights game on Friday, November 11th as they take on the Dubuque Fighting Saints. All high school football teams are invited and will be honored throughout the game for their outstanding seasons.
You're listening
Football
to
players
Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge, a part of the Sports Map Radio Network.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on Western Reserve Radio.
The Tigers had the day off Monday. Tonight, they start a series at home against the Pirates. 1-2 right-hander Michael Lorenzen gets the start. The Pirates will go with 0-1 right-hander Louis Ortiz. The Tigers have wins in 6 of 10. They're third in the American League Central, 4 games out of first place. The Guardians just a half game ahead of them. The Twins are the division leader. The Pirates are second in the National League Central, a game out of first behind the Brewers. After a hot start, they've lost 8 of their last 10. The Guardians had Monday off. Righty Shane Bieber starts tonight at Chicago. He's 3-1. 1-5 right-hander Lance Lynn gets the nod for the Sox, who've lost 4-5. Cleveland has wins in 2 straight. International League Baseball tonight, Buffalo hosts Rochester. Toledo at Omaha. Columbus hosting St. Paul. Midwest League this morning, Great Lakes at home against West Michigan. Tonight, Lansing hosts Lake County. South Bend at Beloit. Dayton hosts Fort Wayne. For lightning fast updates, download the Score app. It's free and one of North America's most popular sports apps. That's the Sports Flash. Chuck Sanders, Western Reserve Radio.
For powerful HP tech,